stands for Simple as Possible Computer. It's a basic educational model designed to help students understand how a CPU works internally. Unlike modern processors, which are extremely complex, SAP1 is intentionally simple so that every operation can be observed and understood clearly. SAP1 is not meant to be fast or powerful. Instead, its main purpose is learning. It allows us wait. It allows us to see how instructions are fetched from memory, how data moves inside the system, and how basic operations such as addition are performed. SAP1 is composed of several key components, each with a specific role. First is the program counter. The program counter keeps track of the address of the next instruction to be executed. Every time an instruction is completed, the program counter increments, pointing to the next instruction in memory. This is what allows the computer to execute instruction in sequence. Next is memory. Memory stores both the instructions and the data used by the program. In SAP1, memory is very limited, but it is enough to demonstrate how instructions are stored and retrieved. Each memory location contains a machine code instruction or a data value. Another important component is the instruction register. When an instruction is fetched from memory, it is placed into the instruction register. This register holds the current instruction while it is being decoded and executed. The instruction register ensures that the CPU knows exactly what operation it is working on at any given time. The Arithmetic Logic Unit, or ALU, is responsible for performing calculations. In SAP1, the ALU mainly handles basic arithmetic operations such as addition and subtraction. When the CPU needs to compute a result, the ALU takes input values from registers, processes them, and produce an output. Finally, there is the control unit. The control unit acts as the coordinator of the entire system. It sends control signals to all components, telling them when to fetch instructions, when to load data, and when to perform operations. Without the control unit, the system would not function in an organized way. SAP1 executes instructions step by step using a simple fetch, decode, execute cycles. Because of this step-by-step execution, students can clearly observe how data flows to the system. This makes SAP1 an ideal tool for understanding the principles of computer architecture without being overwhelmed by the complexity of modern CPUs. SAP1 programming. SAP1 programming uses a basically assembly language, which is much closer to machine language than high-level programming languages like Java and Python. Java or Python. In SAP1, Each instruction is represented by a machine code that is stored directly in memory. These machine codes are usually written in binary or hexadecimal form. Each instruction tells the CPU exactly what operation to perform. A simple SAP1 program typically follows a clear and logical sequence. First, the program may load a value from memory into a register. This allows the CPU to access the data it needs for computations. Next, the program might add another value to the first one. The ALU performs this operation, combining the two values and producing a result. After that, the program can store the result back into memory, so it can be used later or displayed as output. Although this type of program is very simple, it demonstrates an important concept. Even the most advanced software applications are ultimately broken down into basic machine instructions like load, add, and store. By working with SAP1 programming, learners can clearly see how the high-level programming ideas translate into low-level machine operations. This helps bridge the gap between software and hardware and builds a strong foundation for understanding more advanced computer systems. So, what is my conclusion? In conclusion, we explored how CPUs work, how they evolve over time, the role of GPUs in modern computing, and the importance of SAP1 in understanding computer architecture. These topics highlight the incredible journey from simple processing system to today's high-performance computing platforms. Understanding this concept can not only strengthens our technical foundation but also prepares us for future advancement in computing technology. So before I end this video, I want to recap my my topics. So how the CPU works. CPU means Central Processing Unit. So the CPU is referred as brain of the computer. So we have fetch, decode, execute. So the example I gave is if a program instructs the CPU to add two numbers, the CPU fetches the add instructions, decodes it to understand it is an arithmetic operation and execute the addition. Next one is the evolution of CPU processing power, the mechanic of early CPUs. Mga essential concept niya is registers, instruction set, control logic, clock cycles. So meron din tayong rise of the x86 architecture, then origin of modern operating system. Operating system is began managing critical tasks such as multitasking, memory allocation, and process schedule. So meron din tayong tinakal na 32-bit processor 32-bit processors, pipelines, and cache. So ang 32-bit processor is siya yung mag-aalaw ng larger memory spaces Yung pipelining naman is multiple instruction at different stage simultaneously, and the cache memory is frequently used data close to the CPU. So the last one is the sub operation. We have the role of the each of key components like program counter, memory, instruction register, arithmetic logic unit, and control unit. So I hope you learned something from me, and thanks for watching, guys. And I hope this video helped you better understand how computers work from the inside out. Thanks, guys.